So welcome back everybody to the Diary of the Landscaper. Today we got our guest, Sarah. She's gonna be talking about stress, energy, identity, and human side of work. For the people who is meeting you for the first time, who is Sarah and what led you to work or what you do today?
I think it's basically my journey. So I went through career burnout like 5 years ago. So I've been healing from that, and that's what's helped me become a coach and then help women heal their career burnout and get them back into life.
Okay, thank you. Was there a moment in your own lives where you realized stress was no longer normal, but wearing you down?
I think it was when I was in the corporate job. Well, I thought I had to prove myself, so I just kept on getting more work and asking for more work and responsibilities. And then I realized that it was just burning me out, and I was just getting really stressed, and I was bringing the stress at home as well, affecting my family, and it wasn't very nice. So then I knew I had to do something about it. So then I left and went to another job and then just worked on it.
How did your personal experience shape you the way you are now helping others?
I think because I've taken a step back myself and I've worked on myself, like my limiting beliefs, and because I used to people please all the time and I didn't know how to say no or set boundaries. And now I think because I've peeled back the layers and worked on that, that's made me who I am now. I'm like a stronger person. And I think because I can relate to other people, that's how I can, help others. Because I've done it. Yeah, I've been there for myself. So that's how I can help others now. And I didn't have any support at the time when I was going through the whole stress and burnout. So I do understand that it can be lonely, and I feel that I can support other people and then not to be on their own and alone.
Thank you. We're going to take some few steps back and ask you more like a personal question. Where are you located? And tell us a little bit background of your career.
So my career is currently I'm an accountant. So I've been an accountant for like 20 years, trying to work my way up the career path. And then from the career burnout, I realized that finance is not really for me. So that's why I've gone into life coaching. And I feel that my calling is to go and help others in their path and then find their career and find their life path. So I think it's like, I was an accountant, and then just the corporate world just affected me with my career burnout, and I felt like I needed a change.
And you're helping them from your town, or you have a community on the online work?
I'm starting out on my coaching business. So I'm building up a community online at the moment, and then trying to set up in town like a community hub, like a wellness hub as well. So I'm building online and in person.
Thank you.
Okay.
You work with midlife women, but stress, discriminate, does burnout actually look like before people realize there is on it?
Yeah, so I help midlife women with like career burnout and any stress they've got. I work with like holistic side, so like meditation, mindfulness, and like breath work. So I help them change starts within. So you need to change yourself within, and then the outer side will benefit. That answers the question.
Why do you think so many people, or hardworking people, normalize exhaustion?
I think this is it's quite hard to do because you feel like you're fine. You always think, I'm doing fine, it's normal. But it's not until something happens that you realize, oh, I can't carry on. So it's like really like if you're bedbound, got an illness. Because every year I used to get really ill and I used to have to stay in bed for like a week. It's because of my exhaustion. So when you start feeling exhausted and tired, that's when you know, something's wrong. And then your body is just telling you, you need to slow down or change the way you're living. either your career, your home life, or just change, something in your life.
Thank you. What is
Okay.
the earliest signs of what is the earliest sign the someone is running out on empty but ignoring it?
I think it's when you're like really tired and exhausted, because I was working long hours and like your eyes start and getting really popping out, you're tired, you're getting more irritable, and you bring the stress and everything at home life, so your home gets affected as well. So I think that's the main cause, is like, the way you react to other people and then how you're feeling inside. But sometimes you just feel, oh, that's normal, and then you just carry on with it because you don't know how to change or what to do. So I think it's like just realizing that you do need to take a step back and just go, is this really what I want out of life? And then, and ask for help.
Many business owners and persons define themselves by their work. What is that dangerous on a long term?
So I can just repeat the question, sorry.
Sure, yeah. Many business owners define themselves by their work. Why is that dangerous on a long term?
I think if you just concentrate on work, I think you just realize that you start not having a life outside of work. So you lose all contact with your friends, you lose your communication skills and your social skills as well. So I think it is important to, you can set up a business, but it's important to have that social aspect and your own interests, just to have your own peace of mind and just switch off from the business and just have a separate and and have friends outside the business, because that's all you'll be doing is just working. It just makes you stressed. It will make you stressed and it will burn yourself out because you're not taking a break and you need time to relax as well.
Yeah, talking from my own perspective, being a business owner, and that's why I created this podcast, because sometimes we focus so much on the work that we stop our life joyful, to say it this way. We put more attention on the task, on the burnout, but we don't pay attention on ourselves. Sometimes we tend to ignore it because we think that the more we work, the more reward we're gonna get. But sometimes that is contradictory, and we get more burnouts and more stress, and even mental health now comes into place.
Yeah.
So thank you. What happens when people lose touch with who they are outside their job?
This happened to me actually from the pandemic, because I was forced to work from home and I was isolated and no support. So you do feel like you're isolated. You've got no person to talk to or get support from anyone. So you just feel alone and just feel like, you just feel alone and just isolated, and that you got no one to talk to or open up to. So I think that can cause like stress and anxiety as well, and depression by doing that. It just takes away.
Yeah, for sure too. Yeah, my own perspective. Yeah, when the pandemic hits the whole world, everybody got outside of their own. The outside was limited, very little, very much, I would say. So everybody handled that solo world on their own vision or perspective. Because if you got, let's say, like in my case, I spent the time with my kids and my wife, but there were many people they were just living alone, or small towns where sometimes they were so afraid to get out because your brain to start thinking the apocalypse is coming or something like that. I mean, it's going extreme. And then that happened to us a lot on overcoming those things. How do you help people reconnect with themselves when life feels like a constant survival mode?
I think that is more like, help them with like communication and just being connecting with other people, just for support as well, just to say, I'm here if you need me, you're not alone. And I think that's what people really need. It's just somebody there just to have a chat to and just be open and honest, that you can trust, just to offload what they're thinking and just their thoughts. And you don't need, you can just like listen So I think that's really important to let people know that you're there and they can open up and talk to you and just feel like they can just offload their worries and stress. And then, give them support.
For sure, yeah. Once the bad things the pandemic taught us is to be more, I would say, solitary, independent. But I think as a human race, we need to be more open to ask for help or talk to someone when something is bothering us. And there will be a lot of people who will be willing to help each other, but sometimes we just frame ourselves in our own hole, I call it, and we don't ask for help. But yeah, people talking a lot about time management, but you focus on energy. Why is energy the real currency?
I think energy, energies, people can feel energy. Me personally, I'm like a sensitive person, so I can pick up on people's energies and feelings. So when I go into a room, I can feel everybody's energy if they're off or if they're like, how confident they are. And I think that is important because it then gives you an aura and then people pick up on it rather than time management. So I think energy, and you've got to have like lots of energy to do work as well. So that's important. And I think, so I think energy is quite intense as well. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the one way I describe it to my kids and my wife and my friends is that I put this example. We're like a radio antenna. We broadcast positive, and we can also get positive, or we can broadcast negative, and we can also get. So I would say it's always a balance, and start from my perspective, start seeing all that energy from the shoes of the other person. Like if you see something negative, we have to understand that person where it's coming from. Like probably he's having a terrible day, and we just think to judge by that energy. And it is important to understand energy, but at the same time try to comprehend where the person is coming from. But sometimes we're so much busy in our own time and our own world that we don't ask, hey, what is wrong with you? So I always encourage people to ask, are you okay? Is something bothering you? Instead of different approaches and more charging towards that person. What daily habits quietly drain energy without people noticing?
I think when people tend to moan a lot and just project like their issues, or if someone, say like you're driving and someone like cuts you up and road rage, that sort of projects energy and it's just negative energy. And like again in the world today, you've got a lot of like wars going on. It's a lot of like negative on the news. So me personally, I don't watch a lot of TV because I don't like the negative, like the films and everything, because it's all fighting and just war. So I think it's important just to have that boundary as well of just boundary of negative and like positive energy, because a lot of people do.
One thing that I add to the energy topic is if we just keep focusing on the negative energy that is out there, because again, there's always that negative over there, is eventually your brain is gonna get trained to just see that part of the world. But you can just switch that by putting good out of the bad, by acting or reacting different on the, because there's gonna be moments that there's bad energy, but again, there is nothing we can do to sometimes, because it's our power. But again, we can start thinking positive and spreading the word, so everything changes. Yeah. What are some simple ways people can start restoring energy without adding more to their to-do list?
I think that would be just to break down, to say you've got like 10 items on the list, things to do, just break it down into like easy, simple steps. So instead of being like having 10 things and go like, thinking, panicking and stressing about it, I think just have like 2 important items, and then put them down on the list and then tick them off and then work on the next. So like do it in smaller chunks rather than looking at the overall picture just doing the smaller steps, because that's what I encourage in the coaching. So say you want to you want to change your career or something, you do it in smaller chunks rather than just looking at the bigger picture. So that will save energy. And then you'll have that sense of achievement that you've done like 2 items off the list of 10. And then you move on to the next, and then you've got that again, the achievement. And that builds up your energy rather than the negative, like, oh, I've got too much work to do. So
yeah, great example. Yeah. So yeah, let's say if you want to change career path, it's better to break it in 10 steps, let's say, like you're saying, and just take one step at a time. Don't quit whatever you're doing because it's your income or whatever, but start working towards that and divide it in 10, probably 20 or maybe more steps, something that can feel you, make yourself feel confidence to achieve it. And not drain your energy and just feel all overwhelmed or start I'm not going to be able to accomplish. So one thing that I use a lot too is whatever I touch, I tend to finish it. So it's like the one task thing. So if I touch this paper, I will go over to it until I'm done. Many people don't want to multitask, and it's not recommended because we're not, as a human being, we're not really capable of doing multitasking.
And that's what I used to do. Oh, sorry. That's what I used to do all the time, multitask. Yeah. And it doesn't work.
Yeah, we tend to think like a machine, or bring ourselves into like a machine mode that we can multitask, but our brain is not designed for that.
No.
And it's very easy to get people out of that thinking by just giving a simple task. If you're coaching, you're saying, hey, you can tell your audience, write this sentence, and they will do it very quickly in seconds. But now tell them, write the same sentence, but the first letter of each word as you go. So as an example, you go think first, write the T first, and then the other letter first, and then try to accomplish the whole sentence. And it's going to be so difficult, and they're going to take hours. Some people will never done the thing. So that's the best exercise to make people understand that we're not able to multitask, or we can write the whole word together. But if you break it in pieces and try to start from the end to the beginning, there is very, very few people is going to be achieving that task. Or if they do, they're going to misspell it. So yeah,
or they give up. Yeah, or they give up. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So this next question is from your midlife translation. Why does midlife tend to amplify stress instead of slowing life down?
I think it's that saying, isn't it? Like midlife crisis, because you're going through like day-to-day life, and say if you've got children, they're like grown up and like left home, and then you're like, now what do I do? Especially for women that have been like, if they've been staying at home with the children all the time, and they haven't been working or working part-time, and then they're like, they've got a gap in their life, and they're like, and then they don't know who they are because they've been doing the same day-to-day things, running the house. So that's why I think, people do have that midlife like point where they just reconfigure where they're going and what they want out of life. And I think it can cause stress, because you're like, because I went through a journey and I lost my identity. I was like, I didn't know who I was because I was just carrying on every day. And now I've like unpeeled layers and then, found out who Sarah is. So I think it does get to a point where you just get tired of the day-to-day grind and living, and that just affects you.
Correct, yeah. And to add on, I think, for the most part, women on the midlife crisis is more, I would say the statistics are higher because, like you said, you guys tend to raise the children and everything because the mom is usually what it handles that. So once the kids goes away from the house, now you feel that emptiness and all that midlife crisis. For sure, I imagine that has been. So what intentional shifts are happening during the midlife, then people don't talk about it enough?
I think with women, I think it's about more as well. Like, you got the perimenopause and menopause in their lives. So when they get to a certain age, and that isn't like people aren't aware of the symptoms or what happens to them. So that does affect like your whole life. It can do in your body. And I think it's just you get to a point where like if you different career paths, you realise you've done the same job all your life and you realise you don't really feel aligned and it doesn't fit your needs anymore, so you want to change. So I think it's a mixture of like quite a lot of things that, and I guess men as well go through different stages in their lives when they realise they want to change or something happens and they just decide. You're at that age where you just want something different in life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we all get the midlife crisis, but I could say in a different stages or time periods. Yeah, our brains work different. Just a female can use more like the left hemispheres and the right hemisphere more cohesive. Men is just focused on one thing more likely. So yeah, so we all experience that differently. The midlife crisis, men can get it in an older age or maybe in a younger age, but again, it all depends on, I would say, your environment as well.
Yeah.
How can someone embrace this? How can someone embrace that phase instead of fighting it?
I think it's more, with that, I think it's more you've got to realise yourself where you are. Because you can't, because you want to admit that you want to change something in your life or something dramatic might happen or trauma that forces you to change. But it's got to a point where, you've got to own up and say, yes, I need to change my life and turn my life around. So I think it's more, somebody can't tell you that, I think it's more coming from yourself. So like what happened to me, my parents passed away and then that caused like my ripple effect that I needed to sort my life out. So I thought, because my caregivers are gone. So I think something like stressful or like a divorce or something happens or you lose your job, then that might force you to change and have a look at where you are in life. But at the end of the day, it's up to the individual when they decide and like open up.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think every individual faces this as a different approach or challenge. But I say one way to embrace and to add up to your answer is great. But I think it's just to take a little bit of, I will say, I will call it a pause or take some time where you can think through your situation, through your moment, and realize that again you're not alone. You just having a hard time, but that can be overcome by just stopping and slow your rhythm a little bit down or a lot down and start meditating or use your energy some other way, and that way we can embrace it instead of fighting it, like looking for people like you that are now giving these talks or these gatherings where this is all about lifting you up instead of just dragging you down.
Even going out, moving your body, like going for a run, going for a walk, get some fresh air. And I think that would just reset your mind as well. So it's all like mindset as well. So it's what's going through your mind. And because a lot of time, if you're on your own and you're just thinking, if you're a deep thinker, you think a lot. And you're on your own, you just, your brain's just thinking and not switching off. So it's finding that going out or meeting people just to break it up and just, realise that you're not alone and there are people around that can help.
Definitely connect with nature too as well. Even though you're alone, you connect with nature, it will improve your energy as well.
Yeah.
A simple walk on the countryside or on the hillside, it will definitely help you a lot. Thank you. Many people feel like they have to hold everything together for everyone else. What does that over time?
I think this is for me actually. It's what I used to do. So I always used to people please and just say yes, I'll do that, and no, I never used to say no, and I didn't set boundaries, and I think it causes like sometimes resentment because then you're resenting because you don't want to do something and you're doing it anyway because you think, oh, I don't want to let this person down. Or so I think it's like, yeah, it just makes you like more agitated and annoyed, I think, and frustrated. And that you need to set boundaries and like let go as well, and just be more like proactive in yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Again, to add it up on your answer, again, it's a great answer. But the way I see it is, yeah, always put yourself first. Because again, if you are on the, like you were saying, we all tend to do those things that people pleaser. But at the end of the day, if we don't put ourselves first, we're just gonna be draining our energy and get exhausted and feel like life is against us because we just try to please other people. But the number one person that you start to be pleasing is yourself, and then that way you're gonna be all helping others or pleasing others at the same time. But if you just focus on the other ones and not on you, they're just gonna take you like a fool.
yeah,
Why is asking for help so hard for people who are used to being capable?
that's another one that I used to struggle with. I never used to ask for help because of like my childhood, and I didn't have the support network when I was younger. And I think it's people like pride as well. They don't like asking for help because it's their pride, and they feel like they like not good enough or can't do something. So say at work you stuck on a project and you ask your boss for help, they might think, oh, no, I don't want to ask my boss for help because then they think they won't give me a promotion or they won't give me another job like that again. So it's having that, it's just been that taking a step back and finding that person that can help you.
I think as a business owner, I see that a lot out there with my labor, with my employees. They don't ask for help because they, like you were saying, they feel like they're not worth it, or either they're gonna lose their job or lose potential new projects or exciting projects that you're working on your company, because we think or we've been taught that asking for help is wrong when it's the opposite. It will help brainstorm maybe more ideas, getting together things and accomplish your tasks faster with less stress.
Yeah.
How do you help clients let go of guilt around the rest of their self-care?
I think by letting go of guilt, I think is more looking inward. So looking inward and then resetting their mindset. To say, resetting their mindset so they can feel like, yes, I can do this, and yes, I can have time for myself and go like do a spa day or meditation or mindfulness, and just I think it's just setting that boundary. So it's it's releasing and resetting their mindset to say, yeah, you can do this, and you can have time for yourself, and just setting. Okay.
Landscapers and contractors work physically and hard and carry mental stress. What advice would you give them specifically?
For stress, I think for stress is just to take, if you are feeling stressed, I think it's to take a step back. So take like 5 minutes out, like go for a walk or just shake your body, or just take 5 minutes away from whatever you're doing and just go and make a drink, or just go and stand in fresh air and just take a few like deep breaths. So like do a bit of breath work, like box breathing, like breathe in and then breathe out, hold it, and then that will give your mind a reset and a refocus, and then go back to whatever task you were doing, or go and talk to somebody and just say, not have a rant, but just offload to somebody how frustrated or annoyed that you are, and just let it go, or just go outside and scream. That's another way.
Yes, for sure.
I've done that.
I've been applying this especially this topic to my employees, where I told them, hey, if you feel so stressed, so physically drained, take a walk, take a 5 minutes walk, go get a coffee, go get a soda, or or even do a screen time on your phone a little bit, and then get back to work. That helps them solve the problem or the stress faster than trying to keep pushing them, because we as a business owner, sometimes we tend to push the labor force, like, hey, you have to perform better, you have to do this. Then we're taking out the human part. And then, so now I start doing this. Your example, they take a 5-minute walk or whatever, go drink, eat something, or if you have a snack in your lunch bag, just get something. And then that will refrain or rewire your brain to do the task faster and more, and the problem is gonna get solved easier. Yeah, very good point that you give there. How can people in demanding jobs create mental space even when the work is non-stop?
I think this is a hard, because I've been there as well. It's not more like corporate. The corporate world is where it's just like they just pile on more work and more work. And I think it's just like I said before, like break down the tasks and go. I used to go and like ask my boss, like, which one is more important? When is the deadlines needed by? And just break it down and then ask, and then go, if there's a team of people that can go and help you, go and ask for help or like simplify the task. I think mainly, it's just not look at all the tasks together, just like break it down into like what needs to be done first and then second, and then when the deadlines are, and then that will help you refocus your brain and then slow it down and then build your energy up.
Yeah, definitely. Very good.
Okay.
Very good information. Yeah. And again, to add up, based on my perspective, when on the corporate world as well, is that we tend to dump all that information or tasks to the employee without realizing the employer is gonna take all those tasks and he's gonna overwhelm himself by delivering or get it done as faster. And like you're mentioning, just taking one task at a time.
Yeah.
And asking which one is the more important one, so you can tackle that one first to your superiors. That will release a lot of stress from you. Yeah, but sometimes again the meat or the stress or fear, the asking the boss with all these little questions, and we just keep working on all those tasks, is gonna drain us. Yeah. What is one mindset shift that you could immediately reduce stress for a business owner?
I think to do I don't know, breath work is really good. Even just like a box breath, like where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 4. So that's good for releasing stress. And I think try and get mindfulness like sessions for your employees. I think that's quite important to have a mindfulness or well-being for your employees. Just have somebody there that they can come in and do like, I don't know, a bit of yoga, meditation or mindfulness with them.
Yeah, for sure. Deep breathing helps a lot. Yeah. I have a son with autism, and that's one of the most important skills they taught him. If you feel stressed or sad, or take a deep breath and help yourself. He always does that. Oh, I'm gonna take a deep. Go ahead and do it, and he helps himself a lot with that. What's one small daily practice that can help people feel more grounded?
I think that is like walk in nature. So a lot of people say like walk barefoot in nature, like on grass. Obviously it depends, on the weather, because you don't want to walk in like ice cold. Or just like go and walk along, if you've got the beach nearby, or go and walk along the beach, because that like grounds you as well, because the waves crashing. Like yoga, do yoga, like Pilates. So like move your body, or even just dance, like do a 5-minute dance. Just ground you and just, reset your brain and just reset your body.
Thank you. Very great answer.
Okay.
How can someone check with themselves honestly without judgment?
I think probably with that one is journaling might help. Like write down your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions. Because then you're not sharing it with anyone. You're just making a note, and it just like offloads how you're feeling and what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Just writing stuff down. Yeah.
Yeah. One exercise that I do when those things, without judging myself or judgment thing, I ask myself 20 questions of the problem that I have, or whatever task, or whatever idea I want to get resolved or out of my brain. And I start answering those 20 questions. It's the same question over and over again. Once you get to the 20 answer, then your problem is pretty much done, solved by you, and by you judging without judging yourself or judging them. What role does self-compassion play in a long-term resilience?
I think it's important because that's like self-love as well. So I think you need to, be compassionate about yourself and love yourself for other people to be compassionate and love you. So I think it is important. And I think, again, it's like writing, like journaling helps, and like talking to someone. And just like, if you don't want to open up to like someone close, it's like go and find a coach or go and find somebody to have a chat to, and just being, self-love. And also like look after yourself, like through health and fitness and food, and just being, grounded and going outside. I think that's important.
That's great. Thank you. What is something you had to unlearn to feel more at peace?
I think mine is letting go of the past. Things, and then that gives you peace. So like, just letting go of everything that happened bit by bit, and then that gives you peace and freedom in your life. Don't worry. Don't worry about it anymore. Just try and just release what's happened, and just forgive that person if it's somebody, or it's just one of those things that's happened. And just and that will give you peace in your life, rather than just holding it in all the time. Because a lot of people hold like their traumas and limiting beliefs down, and then that's why they get angry and frustrated. It feels like sometimes you're like a bottle of hot Coca-Cola, so you can take so much, and then you start shaking. Somebody battles your cage, and then you start shaking the bottle, and it just explodes. So peace, I think, is important from working your inner child to release it all, and then that gives you peace and freedom.
Yeah, for sure. Letting go of the past and just moving on is a big stress release and energy restoring thing. Because the past will always bring us stress.
Yeah.
What do most people misunderstand about rest and recovery?
I think they say a lot of people work all week, say Monday to Friday, and then the weekend they just like have a drink or like go out and just like relax. And I think that's what they think of like resting and relaxing. But I think resting and relaxing is more just going inward and just sitting in silence and just resetting your whole body. And then you're ready to build up again your energy for the next week. So it's just having having a day where don't feel guilty that you're not doing anything. You just need to rest and just, restore and recover yourself and just chill out.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Great answers. Thank you. What does being in touch with yourself actually looks like in real life?
I think that is, so if you've done like your inner work, so you know what you like and what you don't like, and then you set boundaries and you just do the things that you would like to do and want to do. And of course, you've got to be compassionate of other people and do do what they want to do as well. But I think it's more just knowing yourself is important, and just being yourself.
Yeah, I think adding up to your answer, it's okay to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. One sign you are more stressed than you admitted. One sign that you are more stressed than you admitted.
I think when you start getting angry and annoyed at other people, that normally does mean that you're stressed, and you get frustrated and just lose yourself, and you upset other people.
One habit that helps people reconnect with themselves.
I normally do like meditation, and then do like breath work as well. So like soma breath work is good because you like it's sort of meditation and breath work together, and yoga is good. That you're connecting with yourself and your body, and it just relaxes your whole body and your mind. So I normally do that before going to bed, and then I'll just have a really good night's sleep, and that really connects with you, and then you're set up ready for the next day.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah, meditation and yoga and reconnect. You will connect with yourself. Yeah. One believes about productivity that needs to go.
So I can just repeat the question.
Yes, one belief about productivity that needs to go.
I think one belief is that you think that you've got to do everything that needs to, and you don't. You can ask for help. So you think you've got to do, like, even at work, you've got to do all the tasks, or at home, you've got to do all the housework and the clean and the shopping. And all you got to do is just ask, can you do this? Or you can help. And then it's not on you. So I think it's just, it's just managing the task in the product.
Yeah,
just asking for that help. Yeah.
That's a big one. Thank you. Yeah, great answer. Yeah, one is ask for help. You can win all the battles for sure. So you need to really ask and take that step, and don't be afraid to use it, I will say. But sometimes we have that power, but we just bury inside within us because we're afraid to ask for help, because we tend to judge ourselves that if we ask for help, we're gonna appear dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. If someone listening right now feels exhausted but doesn't know where to start, what would you tell them?
I would give them, so basically, I would say stop looking outside yourself for permission if you're feeling stuck, and then, or something drains you, listen to it. So if something's starting draining you, go, this is draining me, listen to it, and just don't be afraid and just ask for help. It doesn't have to be, you can hire a coach, or you can just call somebody. It doesn't have to be somebody like close by, because you think if somebody like your partner or everything might judge you, then just, reach out to somebody else. So just noticing yourself. Yeah. It's noticing yourself. If something's actually draining you, then you know, I need help.
For sure, yeah. Noticing yourself is a big one. Thank you. So for how people can find you and learn more about your work.
So I have written a book about my career burnout. It's called The Rise and Morale Journey. So it's on Amazon Kindle at the moment. And so, it's about my career path, what I've gone through, my career burnout. And it's like a workbook as well, with some questions and some tasks that they can follow. So that's on Amazon Kindle. And I've got a website, which is health2wellnesscoaching.co.uk. And I'm on Instagram as well, Health to Wellness Coaching.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely gotta check out your book and everything. I believe you shared the link of your website, but if you can share the link for Amazon, so we can put the link on the post when the episode is live, so people can find your book and learn more from your advices. They're all great advices. Final question: what does balanced life mean to you now?
I think it's more, so having a work-life balance is really important, and just having a day to do your own hobby, or the day for you, is really important. So like on a Saturday, I play golf. So Saturday I make sure that's my day, and then Sunday I just do all the other chores. So I think it's more like, work. If you work full time and or have children, just make sure you have time for yourself. Even if it's like one evening or 2 evenings, just to go out and have a break and do something that you enjoy, like a hobby, or meet up with friends. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, for sure, it's a big one. Yeah, making time for yourself is a great one. Like you said, you like to go golf, so you go golf. That's a big one. Or going out with your friends, or even for a walk, just spending time for you. Closing out this interview, and now it's a free time. We can ask or chat about anything now. I'm done with my question. How long ago you start your this career path?
I started training 2022. So for 3 years, and I qualified last year. So I'm setting up. That's why I'm setting up business now. Yeah. And I've written a book as well, so I am passionate about like writing books. I'm writing a novel as well, like fiction book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
So,
you.
like, how do you enjoy that moment? Let's say from now, and what do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years. Hopefully, be an author. So, releasing my fiction books, and like setting up my like wise women coaching business and having like clients and setting up a program as well. So at the moment I'm creating, it's called Change Starts Within, a program for like women with career burnout, midlife women. So yeah, have that up and running and like, yeah, just a 3-month program. So yeah.
So you're looking to help a lot of more women out there to overcome the midlife crisis. That's great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time, and it was a pleasure having you, and I really enjoyed talking and having you on my show.
Thank you.